Real quick, I'm going to call an audible, and I want to bring up this topic here. Let's see, I don't want to lose us here, so I'm going to bring this and give me a moment because this is an article that came out, and so Xmen '97 showrunner ridicules Marvel's new X-Men plan, says it's sad. I'm assuming this is Beau DeMayo. According to a former creator from Xmen '97, Marvel's plans for the X-Men are nothing more than sad. The showrunner from Xmen '97 held nothing back in calling Marvel Studios' plan for an X movie sad. While the MCU's first X-Men movie might not hit theaters in the foreseeable future, anticipation is still high for the Marvel Studios to have its crack at the mutants before a new cast and creative team. Fortunately, along with that excitement comes plenty of skepticism, even from some who have worked with Marvel before. Beau DeMayo criticized Marvel Studios' strategy for introducing the X-Men and mutants into the MCU. While DeMayo was fired from Marvel, he has remained vocal and critical about Marvel's upcoming plans as the franchise's financial and critical struggles continue, along with revealing some of Marvel's plans that were partly in the works during his tenure. He also had nothing back in terms of being critical about some of those plans. Posting to X, DeMayo spoke on having faith in Marvel Studios' plans for the mutants, saying the group is so much bigger than any one creative, including himself. While the short answer to that question was no, he went on details to why he feels that way. He said, first, the X-Men are so much bigger than anyone creative, myself included. Would I have loved to write, direct, steer the live action films? Of course. But I have great faith that there are amazing artists out there who have amazing visions and stories to tell with the X-Men. Now, do I have faith in the MCU's mutant saga? Short answer, not yet, no. And let me walk you why. Not so you don't think I'm being a hater. According to DeMayo, the X-Men needed deep planning to pull them off and make them resonate. He went into details on what Marvel had planned to do with the mutant saga before his unceremonious exit. He said X-Men requires planning, deep planning to pull them off and make them resonate. You have to be very mindful of how you're laying out their story and the way in which audiences will experience that story. You also need to suppress your ego to make it your own and focus on meeting the mutants on their terms, which means deeply respecting their canon and the emotional investment that fans have in that canon. With this in mind, this is the start of Marvel Studios' mutant saga. He kicked off with the change to Kamala Khan's background, which changed her from an inhuman to a mutant, calling the move a young adult retcon that Kevin Feige forced onto the franchise to make it feel like his own. He lamented not seeing any of the original X-Men take that introductory position instead of having Ms. Marvel. He continued by saying that a new cast jubilee showing up at the end of Ms. Marvel to recruit the young hero would have been better than what fans got. He said a retcon and musical sting in Ms. Marvel that she's now somehow a mutant, yada, yada, yada. I want to go back past this. DeMayo did not enjoy the weird nostalgia cameo of Professor X and Doctor Strange 2. But he said something about, I guess that he said something along, this is a long article, but he said something about Kevin Feige resenting. Let's see. Lastly, all the Fox characters we thought were gone and dead are being brought out yet again to manufacture artificial interest and distract from Kevin and Marvel Studios' decade-long failing of frequent failures. I guess he just kind of goes at, I mean, there's a lot. Next to, okay, so let's talk about how Kevin and Nate and Marvel talk about one thing that's come out of Marvel that was universally loved. Oh, right, they don't. In fact, Kevin and his vaulted parliament at Marvel didn't even attend X-Men '97's premiere. One of the crew members was in the elevator with Lou the day of the premiere and mentioned it, and Lou had no idea what he was talking about. Also, notice how everyone at Marvel talks like Deadpool and Wolverine put X-Men back into the modern zeitgeist. Sorry, that was X-Men '97, and even Ryan Reynolds has acknowledged it. Sadly, Kevin Feige and his sycophants hated that what I crested with my team was getting all the praise. Although he tried not to come off as egotistical, he felt that X-Men '97 resonated with the MCU's core audience in ways that Feige and his team of higher-ups have not done in years. He also noted being that told Feige resented his work in the show, while other artists praised him for what he accomplished. There's a lot there. Hold on a second. All right, this is hard to. It's like the problem is this. It's that. Like I've never spoken to Beau DeMayo. I don't know, but he does come off as just disgruntled. You know, comes off in the fact that like he was at this place, he got let go. His work was absolutely like loved by everybody on this panel. I mean, the guy clearly knew X-Men. There's no doubt about that. Is some of the stuff he's saying true? It very well might be. It very well might be, but it's hard. I mean, in the same way, like, look, I love Rob Liefeld. I love Rob. When we have conversations with him, it's hard for me to take his tweets serious about Marvel now because he's like one of those guys that everything Marvel does he just hates now. And it's like I can't take that stuff serious anymore because like everything you say now you just hate it because and so I get that feeling from Beau, but I can't say that it's not exactly accurate, some of the stuff. I don't know, Coy, what do you make of this? Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that.
To me, it's looking through sand, right? Like you're kind of just sifting for
Yeah,
gold, trying to find the truth nuggets in the rage. I don't know what Beau went through. I don't know what Kevin Feige's side is. So like it's a one-sided argument of someone that has I don't know what parts are, fact versus feeling. But it's really hard because I did love X-Men 97, but I do feel like now we are in an age of hating on Marvel and finding the flaws in things. I don't know what it was that Beau DeMayo did that got him fired, but it sounded egregious. I don't know what it was that Kevin Feige did that made Beau DeMayo hate him so much, but it sounds like a big thing. So I just know that, Kevin Feige has given us 20 years of Marvel Studios property. But when I hear these details, it does sound like the X-Men are being steered in a very certain way. I didn't love the Miss Marvel comic choice to turn her into her comic book, into her TV self. I think that's very short-sighted, and it does hurt the character. I love the character of Miss Marvel. I don't like that she's like a shiny little, looks like rock candy arms. I thought it made sense for the show because stretching abilities are very costly, and
right.
it reminds people of Mr. Fantastic. But to change her comic character into a mutant, I think Aman Vellani did the best she could trying to write comics that would allow for that bridge. But now that it's landed, it does feel like a subversion of the character. Willow Wilson, the writer of Miss Marvel, even said they were very intentional with her character. They didn't want her sparkly. Cut to she's
Right.
sparkly.
Right.
So I that's what I'm gleaning from the Beau things, is trying to find the little pieces that aren't feeling but are fact. But at the end of the day, like, we've seen what Kevin Feige's given Marvel. We've seen what Kevin Feige's given
Right.
Marvel Studios. We know that he gave Hugh Jackman his accurate hair. Like, I don't want to take away from what he's done because of the things he might be doing, but I also don't want to ignore someone that's upset, but
Right.
also that person has done wrong things.
It's hard. Winston, what do you think about all this?
So, I don't have nearly as many sources as you guys do, but I do have a few, and I am aware of the fact that, there's a point at which I just need him to stop talking. There is a large possibility that a lot of the stuff he's saying about the creative direction right now is correct, and that's fine, but this does just come off as disgruntled worker yells outside of building with sign every day.
Right.
Because it feels like every couple of months, if not less than that, he ends up back in the news just yelling about how much he hates Marvel and how whatever. Like, he was going on and on about Fantastic Four a little while ago. He was going on and on about Thunderbolts. And always using that then to come back to his situation and how they screwed him. No one is saying that Marvel doesn't necessarily have some of its issues kind of going on that obviously they're trying to figure out, as far as why box offices aren't doing as well, why people maybe don't trust the brand as much anymore, things like that. I think that's all valid. But to continue to come from him when even here's my breaking everything that happened and nothing came out of that, like it was all kind of innuendo. And like, he charged people for that originally, and then he released it for free, and it still didn't say anything. It just, I don't know. I kind of wish he would just stop talking, personally.
Fair enough. What do you guys make of this in general? Agree? Same page? Like, hey, it's true. He should be talking about it. Let us know.
Oh man, I'm so glad to finally talk to you guys about Cash App. I've been using Cash App forever, and now I get to talk to you guys about it. Don't worry, it's very easy, fast to sign up. Do you even know how much interest your money is earning you in your bank account right now? Well, let me tell you some stuff. Cash App can do way more than you think to make your money work for you. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can earn up to 4% annual interest on your savings. There's no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements. Also, you can hit your saving goals even faster by turning on the Roundups feature on your Cash App card. With Roundups, every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and that spare change is automatically put into your savings. Don't let your money sit around and gather dust. Make it work for you. Take advantage of high interest savings on Cash App today. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code and earn some additional cash. For real, just download the Cash App, use our exclusive referral code Kristian in your profile, send $5 to a friend. Within 14 days, you're going to get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partner. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC, direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure.